I think I will call this like I'll call this like the no, let me call it like introduction to IELTS. Okay, let's go to introduction to IELTS. Right? Now, introduction to IELTS. Some of you know this already, but just patient with the throat. Introduction to IELTS. This is the beginner. This is now. First thing first, I want you to understand that not everybody that needs IELTS. Okay, let's start from there. It's not everybody that needs IELTS. That's the first thing you must note. You only take IELTS. You take IELTS. You take IELTS when your relocation plan demands for it. This is when you take IELTS. You only take IELTS, all right, when your relocation plan demands for it. Because it's not all relocation, it's not everybody that needs the exam. It's not for everybody. You only take IELTS when your relocation plan ahead. Now, so it's very important. The first step you must do, the next thing you have to do is that you need to clarify your relocation plan. So that you don't waste your time on the exam. First, the exam is expensive. All right, you have to study hard for it. So that you don't waste your time and your effort. You have to clarify your education plan and be sure. All right, and be sure that IELTS is a requirement. Are you getting me? So
Yes.
these two things are the first two things everybody needs to be certain about. Clarify your education plan, be sure that IELTS is a requirement. If it's not a requirement, you have no business worrying about the exam. All right. Now it's good to prepare for the exam because opportunity can come that requires IELTS. Are you getting me? It can happen like that. But I always recommend this. This is very, very important. So these are the two first things you have to really work on. Then for the exam proper, the exam has 4 tests. You know, you don't already. It has 4 tests. IELTS has 4 tests. All right.
Sir, we are not seeing your screen.
You're not seeing my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me share it again. What about now? What about now?
I can see it now.
All right. So this is like an introduction to IELTS as a beginner. All right. Please mute your mic so that the replay will be good. So IELTS has it's made up of 4 tests. There's listening, there's reading, there's writing, all right, and then there's speaking. Now this writing is made up of 2. There's tax 1, all right, there's tax 2. Are you getting it? So these are the tests inside. We prepare for all of them. 4 tests. The way they grade it, the way they grade IELTS is IELTS is graded like this. The way they grade the exam. The way the exam is graded, this is how it's graded. The score, IELTS is graded in bands. All right, like bands are it's graded in bands from band 0, all right, to band 9. Band 9 is the highest. Okay, pay attention. Band 9 is the highest. So it is like this: 0, 0.5, all right, 1, band 1.5, 2, band 2.5, like, all right, 3, band 3.5, 4, band 4.5, all right, 5, band 5.5, 6, band 6.5, 7, band 7.5, 8, band 8.5, then 9. 9 is the highest. So if you get everything, you are getting a 9. All right. Why this is the lowest? This is graded. This is graded. So there's no 10. Next thing is this. So now, regarding your specific question, for you to so having clarified this, okay, having clarified when you clarify your question, you know that I is not a requirement, all right. You know this once, you know this already. What is the next thing? You need to understand that IS has there are 2 categories. There are 2 main categories of IS. All right, and there are 3 types of IELTS. There are 2 main categories, and there are 3 types. Okay, pay attention. Now let's look at the types of IELTS. Let's start with that. Okay, now let's start with the main categories. The 2 main categories, The 2 main categories. These are the 2 main categories. The 2 main categories are general training, all right, and academics. These are the 2 main categories of IELTS. Now, what about the 3 types? The 3 types of IELTS are, okay, let me call it standard IELTS, but they'll just call it IELTS. In most times, you just say it as IELTS. I'll put in brackets standard IELTS. I'll call it the standard IELTS. Then there is UKVI or IELTS UKVI. All right? UKVI means United Kingdom Visa and Immigration. United Kingdom Visa and Immigration. All right? And then there's life skills. IELTS life skills. So these are the 3 types of IELTS. These are the 2 main categories of IELTS. Don't be confused. Just hold on. Just notice. You just have to, don't try to rationalize it or understand it. Just accept it. This is the way it is, okay? There are 2 main categories of IELTS, all right? While there are 3 types of IELTS. So for standard IELTS, all right? And remember I told you that there are 2 major categories. So there's IELTS general training. Are you getting it? Now, there's IELTS academics. All right? UKVI as well. There is UKVI general training. And there is UKVI academics. Are you getting it? Life skill is just life skill. Life skill, you only need, I think, is speaking and listening. Let me just Google it. It's only 2 tests you will do. Life skill is, yes, just only speaking and listening. All right? Only speaking. This one now, all right? This one. There is no general training, there's no academics. All right. Remember, all the IS tests, we are doing listening, reading, writing, and speaking, right? But for life skill does not have writing. It does not have reading. Only listening and speaking. Those are the only tests you do for life skill. Very few people do life skill. All right. So that's what's it. Now you see this normal IELTS, all right? Remember, I can't general training academics. UKVI has general training as academics. Life skill is just life skill. So these are the 2 main categories of IELTS, and these are the different types of IELTS. Now, one thing I will pop up is this: when you are doing this, when you're executing this, when you clarify the education plan, and you now know that IELTS is a requirement, all right? Remember, Now that you know IELTS is a requirement, it means you are going to submit your IELTS results to an organization, right? You don't know what it means? It means that you will submit your IELTS results to an organization. You are not taking the test. You are not taking the test to keep it in your drawer or to frame it and put it in your living room. It's a requirement. An organization, your relocation plan is requiring the exam from you. So what you need to clarify, let me put it here, okay? What you need to clarify is who or which organization are you, which organization is requesting IELTS from you? Okay? Which organization is requesting IELTS from you? You have a relocation plan sorted. If you have this one done, this will be very clear. So if you ask, let's say you are going through school, that means is a requirement here. So who is requesting it from you now? Is it for your visa or is it for your admission? If it is just to relocate, that means it's for your visa. Right? So you clarify who or which organization is requesting IELTS from you. Where will you submit? It's a requirement now. Where will you submit it? Who's required? Which step of the journey do you need IELTS? So the people who need IELTS from you, this is what they will do. They will tell you, all right, they will tell you the type of IELTS they want, the type of IELTS they want, all right? And also, they'll tell you the type of IELTS they want, the category, all right? And the minimum score you need, or their minimum score requirements. Let me put it like this. I'll put this score. Or you can call it band. You know, IELTS calls it band. Put in bracket. Okay. For listening, reading, for the four tests, writing, and okay, speaking as well. Why some of them will also ask for, this is in bracket, and average score. Let us spell average again. Average score. Let me pull up a let me pull up an IELTS score for you. Let's use this one. So this is the typical IELTS results. So you can see listening, reading, writing, speaking. There's still one called overall. This is the average. Are you getting? This is the average. So how is your average calculated? The average is all the scores, okay? Your average, average score is all the scores for each test. Average, like, okay, how would I put it down? Is your total score for listening, reading, writing, and speaking, divided by 4. Then what they will do, then if it's in fraction, they will take it to the nearest 0.5. So let's use this one for example. There's my calculator. Okay, let's use this one for example now. Okay. See this one now. She got 9. 9 being the highest in listening. She got 9 in listening. All right. For reading, got 8. Got 7.5 in writing. Then got what? 8 in speaking. Total is what? 32.5. Now divide it by 4. It will give you, are you seeing it now? It will give you 8.125. So they will sum it to the nearest 0.5. Hello, do you understand? Sorry. Okay, no. Yeah, this one now, if you know, this is a bit of mathematics, yeah. You cannot. This one now, if you this one is 5. This one now they give a band 8 because it's 8.125. You cannot have band 8.125. It can only be either be 8. The next one is 8.5. Remember what I shared with you here. Yes, it's remember this grading. Remember this grading. All right. It can always only be like their score can only be like this. This one, our final score now, our average is closer to 8. All right, this score is closer to 8 than 8.5. Are you getting me? It's closer. If you approximate it, it is 8. If you approximate this one now, it is 8. Are you getting me? Like my score, for example, and I think I still got my score was my score for the test. I got listening, I got 8.5 in listening. Sorry, 8.5 in 8.5 in listening. I got 9 in reading. I got 7.5 in writing, and I got 7.5 in speaking. So you can see it's 32.5. Who is almost what she got? No, this person is more than me. Right? Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing we ended with. All right. So at the end of the day, if you divide it now by 4, you still see 0.825. So you approximate it to the nearest 0.5 or the nearest whole number, one of them. I don't know if it's clear. So that's how you get. That's how they calculate. That's how they calculate the average. So why am I sharing? Why am I sharing? I'm sharing GCT because some organizations they will request for. They will give you a minimum score for listening, minimum score for reading, minimum score for writing, and minimum score for speaking. They also ask you for a minimum score for average. So once you clarify these scores, now this will now become your target score. If you get the score they give you or above, you are pass. If you don't get it, you need to take the test again, or you can just quit. All right. So, and that's in they will tell you. Let me itemize this so that it's easier to. Right. See, there are three things they will. Three things they will request from you. The organization will request from you. All right. So I just want to clarify this now. Are you seeing it? So these are things you should clarify. So if they say they need a band 7 for listening, 7 for reading, 7 for writing, speaking 7, but they say, okay, you must get an average of 7.5. That means if you have 7, all right? If you have 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, all right? So this is 5. 7, 1, 7, 2, 7, 3, 7, 4. If you have 7, all of them, all right? Let's say they need, and they said, let me draw their protest. Let me do their protests. The school says a minimum score for the school. For school. Let's say they say listening. Listening 7. Sorry. Reading 7. Writing 7. Speaking 7. These are the minimum for all of them. Then they say average score. Minimum average score is 7.5. Minimum. It can be like this. They can tell you that this is what they want. That the minimum score is for listening is 7. Minimum score for reading is 7. Minimum score for writing is 7. Yeah. So you must have minimum 7 in all of them. But they want your average score should be more than 7, should be 7.5 minimum. So if somebody has 77777 like this, with the person cross through, if you have 777, you have what? 28. Your average will not be divided by 4. Your average will be 7. So somebody gets L7, 7, writing 7, speaking 7, and average of 7. Has this person passed? Has this
Unfortunately,
person
no.
passed?
No.
Unfortunately, no. So you have to clarify these ones. You have to clarify. So the question you ask that what's the difference between IS academics? Which one? It is the difference, all right, the one you will do is dependent on these 3 factors. Your relocation plan, does it demand for it? Yes. What's your relocation plan? Which kind, what's the, is it, if it's a requirement, then what type of IELTS do they want? All right, which type? In other words, among these 3, all right, which one do you say you don't want to take? Then which among, they also tell you, because pay attention, oh, they will tell you the type, all right, and the category. So if they just say IELTS, listen, if you just say IELTS, they need IELTS, okay, that means it's this one you will take. Don't take UKVI. Then they also tell you, is it academics or a general training? They will tell you that one as well. If you just say you have to take IELTS, if they say you have to take IELTS, they did not say UKVI. They did not say life skill. All right, they don't say that. Just like this one, the standard IELTS you are taking. But they will tell you if it's general training or if it's academics. Then if it's UKVI you are taking, if they say you have to take IELTS UKVI, they will still specify, is it general training? Is it UKVI general training or is it UKVI academics? All right. So it's the one they tell you to take, that's the one you will take. Because if you take normal IELTS and the people who want UKVI, they will not collect it. This one you have done is wasted. Just you have to go and write this. You have to write this. Now, yes, the interesting part. IELTS is IELTS. All right. There's no main difference between. There's no difference between UKVI. I mean the questions now. The questions itself. All right. There's no difference between UKVI questions and standardized questions, neither not life skill questions. Are you getting me? The questions, the difference in questions is between these 2. The course, that's the course outline. Where is my PowerPoint? Let me show you the course outline. Let me show you the course, and I have it in this. I have it in this slide. Yes, it's here. All right, look at it here. So you can see this is the IS course outline. So the course outline for listening is the same for academics and general training. It's the same. Reading is the same. The only difference is in tax 1. So for all others, the question type is the same. The only difference is in tax 1, where those with academics should be writing an essay from a graph or a diagram, while general training folks will be writing a letter. Are you seeing the difference now? So the main difference between academics and general training is in tax 1. That's why you notice that during this class, when we go to tax 1, during the class when we go to tax 1, we're not giving you what's it called now? We started giving you let me show this guys. We started giving you, look at it, we started giving you different assignments, okay? We started giving you different assignments. Like for this one, I will say this is for academic students. Are you seeing it now? And this one now, then we'll say this is for general training students. Are you seeing it? This is the reason why. Because the course outline are different. So there's really no difference between academics and general. They don't, for all the other types of IELTS, there is no difference. There's no difference. It is the Nigerian and academic is the difference, which is in tax 1. So I'm going to put this there, that the difference between both of them is a item tax 1. That's where you have the difference. This is where you have the difference. Nothing. I hope I've answered your question.
Sir.
Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well buttressed. Thank you, sir.
All right. So, I think, yeah, so let's now move on to other things.